I am your host, Carrie, giving us different perspectives on where we are and where we want to go on our journey. Thanks for being here, and I look forward to spending some time with you. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another session of the FoundHer Series. In this whole next, probably 3 or 4 weeks, I'm going to be introducing you to all the incredible authors of the Lighthouse Project Volume 3 called The Embers We Carry. And today we have Krista Sherry joining us to talk about, give us a little glimpse into her chapter. Krista, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to have this conversation with you today.
I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so emotional just right off the bat in a good way. I cry all the time, and I own it.
I love that. And yeah, exactly. I mean, when we're going to get into your chapter a little bit, that's what this is all about, the authenticity, right? Your chapter title is called Uncaged. And I'm telling you, when I went through your chapter, I was emotional. I was emotional because I saw myself in moments that you described. I know other women who have had some of these same feelings going through what you went through. Obviously not the same, but similar.
Yeah.
I think I'm actually shocked at how many women deal with what you had to go through. Like the more we talk about these topics, the more they're coming out of the woodwork. And it's like, oh, that's me. Oh, I was in that type of relationship, or I had that experience. So let's dive in.
Dive in. I'll wipe my
Yep,
tears away.
yep.
I'll cry through it all, which is fine.
I'm so proud of you for how vulnerable you were and really showing up, because I know your intention is to help somebody else see themselves
Yeah,
and know that
absolutely.
it's possible to pull yourself out of that.
And from the very first moment we spoke, Carrie, just over a year ago, I believe, and I
Yeah.
had just left and left my marriage and started over. And our conversation ignited something in me.
Mm,
And I think that's the thing, is that we aren't alone, especially being women
yeah.
on this planet, in our age group. I'm a proud 50 right now.
Yes.
And I think a lot of us struggle with our identity and not being enough. We have these core themes that we all have. And I think
Yeah.
that's why my story, although it's not yours or anyone else's,
Yeah.
the core themes in it is
Yes.
like really ties us
Relatable.
all together. Yes, it's
Yes.
relatable.
Yes. So can you give me just a little glimpse into what you wrote about and really why the time was now for you to share it?
I think the biggest thing for me was so I'm a police officer, and I
Hmm.
had gone off work um, from like just a toxic work environment,
Yeah.
and eventually diagnosed with PTSD. And over the last 6 years, have gone through therapy after therapy, all the things, and I've learned so much about myself, and I've healed so much within.
Yeah.
And so this story is just about that journey of healing,
Hmm.
recognizing that, like, I called it Uncaged because I built my own cage to perform in society and our culture, and
Hmm.
I was really successful.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I healed within that gave me the power to be me, the actual
Hmm.
authentic me.
Hmm.
And my story is one of healing, of walking through the pain, the hurt,
Yeah.
um, and saying things out loud I've never said before. Like, there's things in this book that I've never told anybody about.
Yeah. Wow.
And it freed me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, don't apologize. These are more than
You're
welcome
right.
here.
I'm not sorry. You're
Yeah.
right.
It's so powerful because you let us in. Like
Yeah.
you let us in. But and you opened the door, but was such a loving, like protective, like you held us through it. I guess is
Oh, good.
how I would describe that when I read it. It was you were kind of holding my hand and it was your story, but you were
Yeah.
helping me along because you know this is going to resonate. I mean, you're talking um narcissistic behavior. You're talking about shame. You're talking about loneliness, growing up and just feeling like you just wanted to belong, and
Yeah,
belonging meant you had to be what they wanted you to be.
that's
So
right.
this is like, I mean, a continuous story where you kind of came back to and recognized
Yeah,
that as a little girl, and the people pleaser, and we just keep everybody happy around us, and then we're safe. Like, I mean, that's relatable in
absolutely.
many situations.
And me thinking that's what safety is
Hmm.
literally destroyed who I was.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
didn't even know, like I was just an empty shell of a person walking around and performing.
Right.
Where like I have a big heart. I'm funny. Like
Yeah.
I have so many things to offer this world that I just thought it was too much for everybody. And I
Yeah.
know like me dulling my light is what made me successful.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Wow.
performing made me successful.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's just this balance of, you know, pretending and being a chameleon and like locking away the true me, but I empowered the fake me, if that makes any sense.
Yes. Well, that's
Yeah.
such a great point because you had success doing that. And
Yeah.
then to rip that all away, that's your security blanket. You've just ripped off yourself.
Yeah.
And now you see yourself as you can be successful being you without performing like
Yeah.
oh, that's
And it's hard in our
so
society,
massive.
right? Like
Yes.
we are groomed to fit in to what's expected of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when we can perform to those expectations, we are deemed successful. Like my dad said to me the other day, so my I have two sisters and my one sister has her own business and like the struggles of having your own business.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot to do. And my dad says, you know, do you see your sister as successful? Because we were talking about success. And I said, how do you define success?
Hmm. Hmm.
Because 6 years ago, success for me would be climbing the ranks, making a lot of money, having a nice house,
Yeah.
having like keeping up with the Joneses and having a nice car and looking successful
Hmm.
to other people. But
Hmm.
success for me now is living authentically and being true to me. So
Yeah.
it has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with what kind of car I drive
Hmm.
or the colors I paint my cabinets. Like
Yeah.
it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with that.
Or how people
And
perceive you.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Like when
Yeah.
I moved into this new house and again, I started over. So I moved to this little city. I know nobody. And
Hmm.
now I've got this amazing community around me because I'm out there, Carrie, just being me. And I have learned that people love me and
Yeah.
I don't have to apologize. And through this process and through my story, I was also diagnosed with ADHD, which I know a lot of
Oh,
us women right now are, you know, having this late diagnosis. And it made
yes.
so much sense to me, but I don't
Hmm.
apologize for me anymore. Like, so I would watch every word that comes out of my mouth when I talk to people. And
Hmm.
now I just like, blah, like it all comes out.
Yeah.
If, if people don't understand it or don't understand me, I can't, I'm not responsible for that.
Yeah. And it's
And
okay.
it's okay. And
It's
it's such a
okay.
nice feeling
Yes.
to be
Yes.
free. And don't get me wrong, I still come home sometimes and go, why did I say that? That was
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but it is what it is. I
And
can't
that's
change it.
normal. And
Yeah.
that's so normal. I mean,
Yeah.
there's not many that can go through life and not question like, oh, I'm not sure I should have said that. But it's just accepting that piece of you is like,
Yeah.
oh, well, if that came across the wrong way, I didn't mean it that way.
Yeah.
Or what I really do is I put a lot of that back on that person who may have taken it one way to ask
That's
me,
right.
get curious, like,
Exactly.
and then
It's not my
it's
responsibility. Yeah. Like if you and I are having a
exactly.
conversation and I say something and I see your face. So
Yeah.
in policing, like I'm a criminal profiler. So
Hmm.
I pick up on nuances
Yeah.
of people's face and I probably stare too much or too long at people. So as I'm looking away, 'cause I don't want to stare at you, but I pick up on those little things and I internalize them. But
Right.
now my internalization isn't about me.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking at you going, "Ooh, she gave me a funny look."
Yeah.
what did I say? What did I do wrong? Now it's like, what's in her that I just, triggered?
Yes,
It's
so
so different
true.
now. Yeah.
And then you can get curious and ask that because,
Yeah.
right? Like, hey,
Yeah.
I noticed that you kind of got a little awkward when I mentioned that. Like,
Yeah.
can we talk about that? Like, what was that? Like, that's
Yeah.
just to me, that's
Oh,
exciting. That's getting curious. That's like somebody actually sees me,
right.
you
But
know?
it's giving yourself permission to be curious because
Yes.
we as women, and I'm just speaking for our gender because that's what I am, but we as women, we grew up going, we can't make other people uncomfortable. And
Yes.
sometimes when we talk and ask questions
Yeah.
and ask for clarifications, we make people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. So
And
true.
that's a struggle. And I'm still learning to be okay with that. But
Yes.
but like you just said, it's like someone's being seen though.
Yeah. I want to know
And someone's
more.
being, yeah. And I
Yeah.
think that is this transition, especially like at my age where I'm like, I've been through a lot, I've seen a
Mhm.
lot, and I've experienced things, and I have a different perspective. Now I've grown and healed, where curiosity, I'm like, how did we get here? What
It's
do you
my
mean by that?
favorite.
Yeah.
Yes. It is
And
my favorite.
it's freedom,
Yeah.
right?
I
Like it's brilliant.
Oh, I do too. So I'm going to go to a couple pieces of your chapter that just gave me that sense of like I wanted to reach through the pages and like just hug you because I was so proud because I could just feel it. And one of them was you talked about your marriage, and I don't want to talk too much about that because honestly, I don't want a lot of airtime for the other people. Um, because I want this to be about you, but this part is about you because you were married for a long time, and and it was a narcissistic personality. Maybe that wasn't diagnosed, but that's what we are perceiving it as. Um, but there was a moment where he, you said that the last 3 years were worst for him in your
Yeah.
marriage, and it clicked with you. It was like, yeah, that's when you started healing and finding more of yourself and not authenticity. So I love that distinction you made. But what I found the most, like it just went through my whole body because I've experienced it. When you take that emotion out and it's no longer about him, it's you're in your power and you just observe and you
Yeah.
listen and you realize you have more power than you ever could imagine. And all of that other stuff leading up to that, that was just like the mask. And you
Yeah.
got back into your power and you're like, okay, I I don't need to accept this. And you don't have to have a big fight. And it's just this calmness. Like
Yeah.
I believe that I'll say men just in general. There's something that when we don't react emotionally and we just come from that place of, interesting. It's just like they don't know what to do with that because
Exactly.
and like so I'm reading that and I'm myself in your chapter like I'm just like oh my, I remember a moment I had exactly the same thing. It was just like I just didn't let the emotion take over what I was feeling and it just became like holy shit I'm strong. Like I am so strong
Mhm.
right now. I don't even know what's happening. But it was just this calmness, this peace, and I could make decisions from that place and not from our nervous system reacting. It was just like,
Yeah.
and so I read that and I was just like, I was just so proud of you because I know what that feels like. Like you
Mhm.
allowed me to feel that feeling again. And that's how incredible your writing is. Because when you
Thank
can
you.
pull that out of somebody else, it was just, and just so proud. I was proud of you and I was proud of me because you reminded me of
Awesome.
that
Good.
moment. And that's what we want, right? As a writer,
Yeah.
we want people to see themselves in our stories, um, and maybe relive something. Hopefully, they've healed enough of that to be able
Yeah.
to read it. But for you, that was just such a moment of you talked about you having a breakout moment. That
Yeah.
was kind of to me a breakout moment, breakdown, and then a breakup. And when I read that, I'm like, break up. It just felt like, yeah, like we're going up. Like
Yeah.
that. It was just like breakup is a parting, but the word up to me is just like, yeah, that's where we're going.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
love that. So that was
Thank
just
you.
one piece. Like,
Thank
oh,
you. And that was my, as you talk about it, I can sit and be in it again. Like I'm
yeah,
there sitting on that couch and I'm like, because our fights, and I know a lot of people can resonate with this, is like, I felt like I was addicted to the emotional,
yeah,
like the one-upping and trying to be heard. And I was very involved in fights verbally. Like I
yeah,
was always trying to get my point across.
yeah,
And when you hit that moment of like that calm peace,
yeah.
it's
Oh,
powerful.
oh, it is.
And I have never felt so powerful as I sat crying.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it was to me, like I can go right back there, and that was my moment.
yeah, yeah.
That was it's almost like the skies parted, that cloud that was over me is gone,
Yes.
and I'm like, here we
Huh.
go. Like that
Here we
break up,
go. Yeah.
up and up. Like it's been it's amazing. I'm not going to say it's been easy, but it's
Right.
been amazing.
Absolutely. Well, just for so many years, as I mean, so many of us are going through that. Who are we?
Yeah.
Who have we been all these years, and how do we get back to who we really are? And I 100% agree. It's not easy. And there's pieces of us that we don't really like either.
Yeah.
That we now can see in ourselves as like, oh, I don't know if I really like that about me.
Yeah.
But that's part of the process.
Absolutely.
And just allowing that, like, I may not like that piece of me, but I can do something about it now because I'm aware of it. And
Awareness
there's,
is key. Yeah.
yes, and there's so many pieces of me that I love, which I wasn't aware of either. Like you,
Yeah.
like you love your quirkiness. I love your quirkiness. You're funny. Like
Yeah.
you've got so many incredible qualities that you just push down. And you talk about that in your chapter. And you said
Yeah.
you were always, before you felt like you were too much. You can't be too smart. You can't be too pretty. You can't be like all of these things. And then you just started to become just enough. So you were just on that, not enough, not too much. You just stayed on that line
Yeah.
of I'm just going to be enough because this is safety for me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
you
it's so
talked about,
backwards. Sorry.
yes, no, you
It's so backwards from safety.
mhm,
There should be calm and peace,
yeah,
but that level of safety was exhausting
I bet. Yeah.
because I mean, we all feel the performance all the time, yet you
Hmm.
don't even know it's exhausting until
No.
you get to the side.
Yes.
And we all
Yeah.
can like ever the first moment we met, Carrie, you got the authentic me.
Mm.
And I know we're drawn to each other.
Yeah.
And I find when we're being authentic as women, we are drawn together. Like
Hmm.
the people that I met at your last summit, at like everybody, other authors and just people who joined, like I was drawn to them all.
Yeah.
This like their vibration, their energy, whatever you want to call it. Like
Yeah.
when people are being real and vulnerable,
Yeah.
it's so attractive. And I don't mean in a sexual way
Yeah.
necessarily, but just as an energy. And
Yeah.
I'm finding that now in this new life, like ever since I've been out and being me, here we are
Hmm.
after your third book, and I'm part of it. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
a year ago, 2 years ago, I wouldn't have thought I'd be here. And here
Yeah.
we are together. And I
I
thank you
know.
for that. Like,
Nice.
honestly, like you gave me a platform to tell my secrets,
Mm.
but it released me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
again, like anybody who's ever written anything, like I journal, and I think journaling has
Yeah.
worked for me,
Yeah.
but there's a release in putting things out there. And because I've kept so many secrets and I was so ashamed of everything, you gave me the opportunity to go floodgates and you got it
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's and thank you. Thank you for that. That's the whole reason. I mean, I started doing this without even knowing what was going to happen. And now I've said it on a previous one. I'm like, I didn't know where it was going to lead to, but it
Yeah.
has led me to the most incredible women. And I'm just a piece of it, but I'm so proud to be a piece of that because these stories matter so much. Like this is what the world needs. I know they're hard stories, but they're
Yeah.
seeing they're seeing women and they're resilient and they're being themselves like you, like there's nothing better. There's nothing better than not having, like you said in that one line, it was like I was just like I got shivers. It was like that was my last performance.
Hmm.
I'm
Oh,
like, yes. Like we
yeah.
all need to have our last performance where we're not worried about what other people think. Because you also talked about that. I know I could talk to you for like 5 hours about your chapter because you touched on so many things. But a lot of that was putting those pieces of you in the cage, and you did that.
Yep.
And that started when we started to worry about what other people thought about us. And
Yep.
that happens to all of us. I mean, maybe
Totally.
a very small percentage never worry about what other people think of them, but I've never met anybody that at some point in their life has not
Yeah.
worried about what somebody else thought. I mean, maybe that could be our mom or our dad when we're little. Like, of course we worry about what they think, you know.
Yeah.
So you when you talked about that, that's really when that started to change in you, where you started to become the chameleon, like you said, like, how do I make everybody else around me comfortable? I
Yeah.
also want to touch on one more part because I think it was so interesting. And I relate it to kind of like we can numb a part of us, but no, we can't numb just a part of us. When we numb one, we numb the other. So when a lot of us are going through, we're on autopilot. I felt like I was on autopilot for a lot of years. You're not just numbing the stuff that hurts, you're numbing the joy and the happiness too. And you talked about that, like your body was more comfortable in understanding anger and frustration and sadness
Yeah.
because that was your nervous system. That was your safety zone. It was familiar to you,
That's it.
those emotions. And then you talk about so having grabbing that joy or that all those other ones was really like you can call them good or bad emotions, you know,
Yeah.
but you had a harder time accessing those ones. And I hope that has through your journey has changed where you have
Yeah.
access to that now. And I'm
Yeah.
so happy because when you start to feel those pieces,
Yeah.
it just opens up a whole new world. Like you said, you're attracting different people in your circles because you no longer bring that other type into your world anymore. I mean, it's almost like
Exactly.
you repel them. It's like
Yeah.
they
And
they
I
don't,
actually see it in people.
yes. And you don't want to be around them and they don't
Yeah.
want to be around you. And it's like we all win. Like
We're
this
all
is
good.
amazing.
Yes. And it's
Exactly.
funny for anyone who reads this or is in this kind of position or is listening to this. Like, if you can't answer the question, when you think of joy, how does it feel?
Hmm. Hmm.
I was asked that by a therapist. I'm like,
No idea.
I don't know. I have no
Yeah.
idea how joy feels. I know what it looks like on my face.
Yeah.
I know how to mimic what joy is supposed to look
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but I don't know how to feel it in my heart. And now it's like, again, this is joyous to me. And I'm like about to cry. Like, I know that there's this like
Yes.
pent up energy of like amazingness. And it's
Yeah.
probably the dopamine hitting me right now and like all the things like,
Yeah.
but I'm open to it. And to
Yeah.
get rid of the cage and to get rid of the performance, you're open to so much awesome feelings, like all the good feelings. I'm going to say
Yeah.
good, bad, but you're
Yeah.
also,
Yeah.
when you get the bad feelings, you can recognize them because you can
Yes.
have them at the same time,
Yeah.
right? And that's
Absolutely.
the thing, like when people say, how are you? I don't know how to answer that because I'm actually super happy, but maybe I'm sad.
Yeah.
And
And
like
it can be
there's like
both.
so many pieces of how I
Yes.
am. And
Yeah.
I equate like my old life. If anyone has taken like depression meds or been around people who have taken any kind of anxiety, depression meds, they balance you
Hmm.
to a neutral. But like you
Right.
said, you don't experience sadness, but you
Yeah.
also don't experience joy.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's like living life off your meds. And I don't mean to go off your meds, but you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
it's being free to experience both.
Yes. And being able to handle both. Right.
Exactly. And
And,
don't get me wrong, I went on meds and meds like were great for what I needed when I went off
yeah.
work
Yeah.
and they got to where I am today. So I'm
Hmm.
not, it's just an analogy. I'm trying to,
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, no, no. We're not saying to not do that. They
yeah,
absolutely work for a lot of people.
yeah,
And to me, if something works for you and you're happy, that's a different
exactly.
that's a
Yeah.
different thing. Yeah,
But it's nice
absolutely.
to live a life of full expression
Hmm.
And like there's no shame in crying. There's
Yeah.
no shame in like on New Year's, there's a crowd that I'm with, and I just sat back and I'm like looking at them all,
Mm.
and I'm like, it's an older crowd, and I'm like, oh, the joy that they're bringing each other.
Hmm.
And I'm like, and wait, I'm part of it. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know, giving yourself
Mm.
permission
Hmm.
to be an integral part of the party,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And know that you bring something too. Like,
Yeah,
I'm glad you acknowledge that because sometimes we just give everybody else credit, but we are a part of it.
yeah.
I know I'm bad for that. I'm working on that.
Yep.
Putting
And it's a
myself.
process. And that's the
It,
thing about therapy and healing and
yeah.
journeys and finding yourself. We will
Yeah.
never know who we are because who we
Mhm.
are changes every day.
Yes. And that's exciting.
It's
To me,
so
that's
exciting.
exciting. Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
don't know who I'm going to be at the end of, while I'm, saying goodbye to this world, but I'm going to enjoy the journey getting there.
Yeah.
And now that I'm free
Yes.
and I'm going to be surrounded by people like yourself and all these other women and men
Yes.
and people who are part of loving me for who I am.
Yes.
Oh my
Hmm.
God, there's nothing I can't do. Like I
No,
feel like there's nothing I can't do.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's true. And it's true. So you're going to be speaking at the summit, which I'm very
Okay.
excited about. Because you like I said, we don't want to give the whole chapter away.
Nope.
I think we gave quite a bit of what they can expect to find in there because I did want to give them that. Like, I mean, you all the things that we talked about, like the relationship, the marriage, the ending. We I don't think we talked about it, but we'll let them read about it. Like a
Yep.
toxic work environment
Yep.
and not being seen, worrying about what other people, releasing the doors to the cage and coming out like nothing anyone's ever seen before, which I just freaking love and applaud you for. Because when you just said, when we get to the end of our life, we don't know what it's gonna look like, but we're gonna be us.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be so beautiful to know
Yeah.
that that's where we got to, was finding us again. And hopefully we have many, many years to experience that,
Yeah.
and you've done that, but it takes work and it's worth it. And I know for you, you talked about the kind of getting shut down in COVID when you went off work, and
Yeah.
that gave you access to some of these therapies and things that you maybe not wouldn't have had access to if we weren't shut down. So there's another positive spin to that.
COVID. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so just so many things that you touch on in your chapter just shows women that we're freaking amazing. Like we really are. And we've got so much more power than we give ourselves credit for. And when we start to allow that to come up, the freedom, like you said, that comes from that is unbelievable. I mean, there's no better feeling than knowing that we're enough as we are. And the
That's
right
it.
people are going to see that. And if they're not going to see it, we don't want them anyway. So I'm all about that.
Yep.
But tell me, in your perspective, when you were writing the chapter, was there any common thread that you were hoping when somebody reads my chapter, what are they gonna take away? Like, is there something that you hope they take away? Because we can't control what they're going to take away. I think they're going to
Yeah.
take away a ton. But usually as a writer, when we're writing, there's some sort of thing in there, an underlying message. What would you say that is for you? Or what was your message that you took away?
There's so much in there, like you said, Carrie. Like the biggest thing, because I know how many women are in relationships, whether it be a spouse
Hmm.
or someone you're dating, or even like child parent or
Yeah.
work relationships.
Yeah.
My biggest thing, because I've dealt with so many survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault and child abuse,
Yeah.
but as a profiler, as a police officer, and I'm very in tune to all these things, and I know what narcissism looks like, and
Hmm.
I'm very aware of abusive types.
Right.
And yet, I didn't see it. So I
Mm-hmm.
think the big thing
Mm-hmm.
for me is like for all those women out there who don't have my training experience and everything, like there's no shame in not seeing it,
Yes.
right? Like
Yeah.
I'm a profiler and I didn't see what was right in
Yes.
front of me.
Yes.
And so I don't carry shame with that because
Mm-hmm.
the moment I figured it out, I did something about it.
Yes.
But there was a lot of shame up to that point.
Right.
And I think a lot of women who have been in, you know, toxic relationships,
Yeah.
I hope they can relate and not blame themselves for
Mm-hmm.
staying too long
Yeah.
or not recognizing the red flags. Because I mean, if
Yes.
I couldn't, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
how would you
Without,
expect, you know, someone without the training to recognize it?
yes. I'm so glad you brought that up because that is so true. Like even though you were trained, you didn't see it. And for those of us who have been in not the best relationships, and not being able to see it either, there was a lot of embarrassment that came for me when I looked back and went, how could I, oh my gosh, how could I have not seen that? How could like, but you get through that when you go, but thank God I did.
That's it. Yeah,
Like eventually we did, right? Because we're not in them anymore.
exactly. And that's the thing too, where I've had a lot of people um, who know my story now. I mean, I've lost friends over this
Hmm.
breakup because
Yeah,
people didn't see what I hid for so long. But
right. Yeah.
it's it's amazing when you're on this side of it and
Hmm.
not hold the shame of not knowing. And people say to me, you know, you gave up your 20 years. That was your best part of your life. And I'm like, I didn't give anything up. I
Mm-mm.
had to go through that
Yeah.
to get here.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had to go through all of that therapy for PTSD,
Yeah.
for ADHD. And like I had to go through all that to see what was right in front of me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't regret, I have no regrets.
Yes. Yeah. That's a big
Right. And I
piece.
think
That's a
that's
big
another
piece.
thing too, is you can't look back and go, I should have known sooner. I gave up all
Yeah.
this. I
Yeah.
didn't give up anything
Yeah.
because I have the rest of my life
Yes.
as this healing, quirky, uninhibited, like
Awesome.
full of
Hmm.
myself. Just
Yes.
throwing that in there.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love that because I am so full of myself and
Yeah.
I am a force to be reckoned with now
Yeah. Yeah.
without the shame, without the guilt, and there is
Yeah.
no regret. And I
Uh,
think a lot of women hold on to that regret. It's not for us to hold on to.
Yeah. I agree. Well, and that's part of the healing process too. I mean,
Yeah.
when we can look back and go, I went through that. I can't change it, but look who I am now because of it.
Yeah.
Because of it or in spite of it, whichever one you want to look at.
Yeah, absolutely.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
But that shows you where you are in the healing journey from my perspective, because I can look back at all of my stuff now and no, I wouldn't wish it upon anybody, but and am I super happy that I went through it? Well, I really like who I am now. And
That's
maybe
it.
I wouldn't be that person if I hadn't have gone through
Yeah.
that.
And
So,
even what you've started and what you've created and what you're part of, we would have never met.
yeah,
Like it
yeah,
would have just been a different trajectory. And
yeah,
I do believe that everything happens like if you're open to seeing what the universe has in store for
yeah,
you,
yeah.
it's beautiful. It
Yeah,
is.
it is.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Well, I want to stop that right there because that's
There we go.
exactly perfect. Our
Thank you, Carrie.
I am just so thrilled that we crossed paths, but I don't believe in coincidences, and I mean this was absolutely meant to happen. And I am so excited to see you in April in
Yes.
Calgary and to hear what you have to share. I mean, you've got so much. Like we need to do just a whole like workshop series together. I think,
Okay.
there's got to be something like that. But
Yeah.
you're going to have the stage for a portion to talk to all the people that are going to be joining us, and they can ask you questions, and you'll be on the panel as well. So I think when people start to, well, the thing is everybody gets the book that day. So I keep thinking like everyone's going to be like flipping through and trying to read all the chapters so that they can ask you questions. So, but that's what we want.
Yeah.
I mean, that is what we want. We want these stories to start conversations that are hard to
That's it.
talk about. But once we keep shining the light on these and people don't feel so alone, that's what's going to change. That's what's
Yeah.
going to make the world a better place, in my opinion.
I
Is
agree 100%. And
yeah,
that's why I'm part of this. And that's
yeah,
why I'm so excited to see what we do together, Carrie. It's
amazing.
beautiful. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you. Thank you for being courageous enough to share your story. And I really do believe this is just the beginning. So
Thank you.
thank you for
Yes.
being
I
here.
love you, girl.
I
Yes.
love you too. And thank you all for listening. And we hope to see you at the summit because it's going to be, you're going to want to be in that room. Yeah, with
Amazing.
women
Yes.
like Krista. So get in there. All right. We will talk to you later. And thank you,
Okay.
Krista. Okay.
Thanks, Carrie. Bye.
Bye.